You want to travel around the world, you want to retire early, and you want to start your own charity. You also want to fly business class everywhere. You have to start by eliminating the words "I cannot afford it." Remove it from your dictionary and start asking yourself these questions. How can I afford it? So what's up, everyone? It's your girl Miriam. Welcome back to my channel, guys. When I started this whole journey, this whole money journey, I was in such a bad place with a low level of financial literacy and so many limiting beliefs about money standing in my way. Guys, it's really hard to convey what a low place I started out from financially and emotionally, and that was a long time ago. But things did change and I am debt free to the glory of God, guys. My financial situation changed so much seemingly overnight, but when I reflected on how it all happened, I realized that it was actually the result of seeds that were planted all along the way. Yes, habits that I formed, tiny mindset shifts that I made, because nothing truly happens overnight. The numbers in your bank accounts are just the tip of the iceberg, because so much goes into, goes under the surface. Your habits, your mindsets, the stories that you've heard about money. And I truly believe that this is 99% of the heavy lifting. So in this video, I want to share 5 millionaire habits to consider adopting this year. And there is just something about a brand new year that, helps us to let go of baggage, forgive ourselves, get a fresh start, and at the same time there is no need to wait to start making changes, right? So go ahead and plant the seeds now, and you will surprise yourself with how different your finances will look next year. With that being said, let's get right to the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
So guys, if you're new to this channel, please introduce yourselves in the comments. I'd like to know you. I'd like to meet you. Where in the world are you watching from? And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you. Thank you for always tuning in to watch my videos. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for always sharing me out. I see you guys and I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I also have a giveaway at the end of this video, so make sure that you watch this video all the way till the very end. Without further ado, let's get right into today's business. So come with me, guys. Let's go. So guys, the first millionaire habit to adopt is to stop saying the word "I can't afford it." See, whenever you encounter something that is out of your budget, don't say "I can't afford it." Just eliminate that phrase, right now. Instead of that, start asking yourself, how can I afford it? And you don't need to know the answer right away, but by simply asking, how can I afford it, you are suggesting to your brain that a way exists. Legitimately. I'm not asking you to put your hands into illegal stuff and get yourself in jail. Don't do that. No. I believe you're a child of God and you're not going to do anything illegal or anything that is not in line with God. So the moment you ask yourself, how can I afford it? You're actually suggesting to your brain that there is a way, and all that has to do, your brain has to find, to do something to find it. It's from neuro-linguistic programming, which is beyond powerful. I mean, asking this question changed my life. When I was 18 years old, I applied to study in the United States, and all of a sudden I had this thought: I can do anything I set my mind to. I wanted to actually find a way to make that, into my own lifestyle. When I entered college, honestly, it was a game changer for me. I did something my mates were not doing at the time. When I was 18, I already got admission to study at American Intercontinental University in Atlanta Buckhead at the time. But the only thing I wasn't issued was a visa. I wasn't issued a visa to come to the United States back then. But honestly, that changed the trajectory of my life. I eventually got admitted into Obafemi Awolowo University, and in my first year, because I have I read a lot of books. Yes, I read books like every single time, and I'm equipped, and I rarely talk to my mates at the time, because a lot of them at the time were talking about boys, but I was focused on achieving greater things than this small talk, all talk about boys and guys. At the time, I remember very well. So, even at that time, I was always asking myself, how can I afford to make travel and freedom my lifestyle? Guys, there are lots of books that actually addresses this. There are books that I read, career opportunities that I also considered, and a lot of times I'll kind of feel like an imposter. Like, who am I to want more? Honestly, especially when you're coming from a family of, you're coming from a humble background. It's not really about travel, freedom, or getting rich. It's more about survival, sacrifice, and duty. And I definitely felt, uncomfortable in the beginning, to start thinking this way. But what it takes is changing your financial reality. Yes, it's actually uncomfortable. You need to ask questions that make you feel uncomfortable, that you don't know the answer to, and it's really a good habit to adopt. And it forces you to think in new ways and adjust, change your reality. You want to travel the world and retire early, you want to start your own charity, you want to fly business class everywhere, start by eliminating these words: I can't afford it. Yes, I don't say I can't afford it though. Never. I ask myself, how can I afford it? The next habit on my list is to develop a bias towards action versus thought. There's one thing I've noticed about people that seem to be in the same place year after year, is that they have a tendency to overanalyze things versus just doing the damn thing. It's actually great to think about investing for your future and think about, starting a business. But what is really going to make that difference is, 10 years from now, is whether you actually did it or not. And even if it feels scary, at some point you actually accurately you become aware that the result of not taking action will be more painful than whatever might happen if you do take action. So let me tell you a quick story, and this is real. When I graduated from university, there's this particular girl that sells shoes, on campus. And she sells high heels, and people that know me from way back, they know that I'm chassis, I love to wear high heels, right? So I've always wanted to learn how to, but I just didn't know how to go about it. When I graduated from the university and I was serving, I started selling shoes, and I would go to Lagos Island. If you guys grew up in Lagos, or if you are in Lagos right now, I'll go to Lagos Island. I would pay for one leg of shoe, and then I would, display the shoes. I would promote those one leg, just one, not the pair, just one leg. I would promote it, and when I get a buyer, I will rush back to the market and pick up the second leg. I'll pay for the full set of shoes and get more one legs so I can keep on promoting it. And guess what? I was making sales. And it might interest you to know that majority of my clients are actually guys. You might be wondering, high heels, guys, how? I would promote it to my friends that are guys. I'll tell them to buy it for their girlfriends, that they would love it. I would promote, and they would buy without questioning or without even, pricing anything. I tell you. And I also have a lot of stories to share, honestly. And a quick one is, let me also quickly share this one. I hope it resonates with one or two people here. When I started working in the bank, when I was after the training school, we were posted into a branch. It's called branch attachments. So I was in a market branch in a very funny area of Lagos that I don't even like, but I was there to learn, on the job, before we were gonna see the CEO, get the final interview, and then we get posted into our final destination. When I was in that branch, the market branch, I noticed that people were kind of like laid back. People were acting and behaving like local, They were not thinking big anymore. It was just about closing at 4 p.m. and disappearing and coming back the next day. Nobody was thinking big or speaking. Like, everybody was just, I see everybody like this. So I remember the branch manager of that branch calling us, those of us that were on branch attachments at the time, called us and asked if we would like to be retained in that. I said, no, I'm going to the island. And one of my colleagues at the time called me aside and told me, hey, if you go to the island, there are higher people there, the level is bigger. I was like, okay, that's the more reason why I'm going there. And she told me, oh, it's very expensive, getting lunch here is very cheap, but over there you have to spend a couple of thousands of naira at the time, to buy lunch. Everybody there is like on. I said, let me go and join them. Let me go and join them. And let me tell you the truth, when I got to I was blessed to be posted to an island branch, and I started making my salary in one day from my side hustle. Imagine if I had stayed with them. Those ones, they were always looking for tips from clients. That's their goal. That's their highest goal in life. Oh, these clients gave me, I would look at them and like, really? Why can't you be the ones giving away the tip? Why are you waiting? You have to think big, I tell you. So guys, whenever possible, take whatever you're thinking about doing and try to find a way to turn it into concrete, tiny action step, because you never know where it's going to lead you. Think low risk micro actions that will move you forward but won't end up with huge consequences. I mean, if that action doesn't work out, of course, it's good to think things through, do your research, but there is a balance between doing versus getting ready to get ready. And in my experience, successful people have a tendency to not view failure as failure. Yes, they view it more as part of the process. In other words, they just fail forward. We live in a fast-moving world and opportunities come and go quickly. So think about how you can start developing a bias towards action. So rather than saying I will do it, why don't you just get to do it? And I hope with these few points of mine I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you should follow your intuition and take action before it is too late. All right, guys, we have come to the end of today's video, but in my next video I'm gonna continue. Yes, I am gonna continue with millionaire habits that you need to inculcate this year. So till I see you guys in my next video, take care and bye for now. I love you.